And speaking of affordability, the holidays approaching, more consumers are turning now to buy now, pay later programs and offers that stretch their dollars. But financial experts are warning that shoppers should fully understand these programs before signing up. Buy now, pay later plans have become more popular in recent years, with many preferring this option over store credit cards. And now the nation's largest retailer, Walmart, has announced this week that its profits have risen 34% to $6.1 billion in its most recent quarter, with a 4.5% increase in sales at stores open for longer than a year. As consumers are looking for more affordable prices, this amid rising costs. Joining us now with a breakdown, consumer expert Svetlana Kalinska. Sveta, wonderful to have you on the program. You know, I wanted to start with these buy now, pay later programs. What are the warning signs? What should consumers be aware of?
Thank you so much for having me. So I analyze consumers and I analyze what they say on social media platforms. When I analyzed how the U.S. consumer spoke about buy now and pay later on social media just in those last 30 days, there were about 80,000 mentions on this topic. And there were three things that consumers themselves pointed out. And those were that people use that program almost as a survival math in an inflation and tariff-driven environment, which we are in. They tie this popularity of buy now, pay later to broader stress like the government shutdown, the job losses, and the overall financial worries they have. And many said that it replaced store credit cards for them at checkout. So basically, the buy now, pay later trend has been emerging over the last few months. Actually, we saw it starting back in the summer months when parents did all their back to school shopping. So I do see that this trend will continue almost going upward from now on, given that those tariff headlines continue persisting.
Interesting. And I'm wondering, too, you know, is Walmart tapping into a new market here? We reported these profits. Considering the economic landscape in America and consumer confidence we see in poll after poll, it's taking a hit.
So Walmart in general is a very, very popular retailer. Over the last 30 days on average, they literally bring in about 2 million social media discussions from the U.S. consumer, which basically tells us that Walmart itself is a super central brand to the everyday U.S. shopper, which is amazing for them. Consumers continue describing Walmart, again, as a very strong and reliable brand, which has earned their trust. And it basically gives them a very good opportunity to continue stretching their card and their dollar at the most compared to other retailers. So I do think that the sales jump that we saw from the earnings call and following the announcement of the earnings is because Walmart has really won that value shopper. So let's not forget that in today's world, basically everything is about value and how much value the shopper thinks that they're getting. Now around the holidays, which we're in, is that Walmart is sending extremely clear signals to the shoppers, and they are running huge advertising campaigns on digital, which we see that reflecting as well. But also, last thing to mention, Walmart is not just a retailer anymore, Kelly. They are investing in AI heavily. They have been quietly working on AI, and they are very innovative when it comes to their media approaches too, with multiple acquisitions that they have done. So they're a big powerhouse. I think that consumers see it, they see and feel Walmart becoming even stronger. And because they have all the value that they receive from that retailer, we are definitely going to be seeing more successes for that brand going into 2026.
Yeah, well, those marketing strategies do appear to be the wave of the future. And as you well know, the holidays carry so many expenses with them. The White House has been saying that Thanksgiving will cost families less. Here's a clip.
Cooking Thanksgiving dinner will also cost less this year than it did last year and is down about 5% overall. The average price for a staple of the meal, a 16-pound frozen turkey, is down more than 16% from last year, which will provide critical savings for families in their budgets.
And despite these numbers, that reporting, many Americans are really feeling pinched. Where do families typically cut back first when they look at the full picture?
What I've seen from social media analysis is that Always at all times, basically, the protein goes first, goes out the door. In the last few days, I have seen, of course, conversations about Thanksgiving and turkey going up, but also hand in hand have been the beef and poultry conversations. So I think families right now are really just struggling, figuring out which protein do they focus on for the upcoming holiday, which one will be cheaper. And the retailers that we just covered, I think, come to play with those digital strategies and advertising. They have been signaling to the consumer, which are come and shop at our retail store because we carry specific coupons and discounts. So I think that's what we're going to see over the next few days as well. And yeah, may the best retailer win.
Yeah, well, makes a lot of sense. We have about 20 seconds left, but you want to keep those traditions alive. What are some of the best practices for sticking to your budget and trying to accomplish that goal as well?
I would just say make sure that you focus on, of course, the priorities, and make sure that you focus on shopping at the right place and being able to compare where you're going to do that shopping. But it's very simple these days, given all the apps that we have access to, and again, all the information available online.
Yeah, well, it appears many Americans are doing their homework for sure. Sveta, great to have you. Thank you.
Thank you.